Welcome to a very special Midweek Madness. Today we have Major and Tim. And
Hey
I'm going to
guys.
jump right in. We have a 0.25 federal interest rate hike.
About
finally
damn
confirmed.
time. First time since December 2018, the Fed's finally raising interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. 25 basis points. We've been saying it for months now, I guess, in the Discord and on our YouTube channel and on podcasts even as well. It's been talked about for quite a long time. The only real question was it going to be 25 or 50 basis points? And 25, as it was confirmed last week. So,
yeah.
RIP. No big surprise, but is it a surprise that the market went up so much today?
I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was that surprising. The way I felt about it was once it actually happens, the market will forget about it. Or it's not like a big deal. 0.25% of an increase isn't a lot. And it's really not going to affect things for, a couple of years.
Especially when it's forecasted a couple weeks earlier. Right? It wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
J-Powell came out and under oath to Congress said it was going to be 0.25%. Right?
Everyone's had some time to adjust and prepare for it.
Everyone except Bank of America, who was calling for 7 rate hikes with a 0.5% interest rate. But they were also calling for $300 a barrel, right? For oil. And
I don't know if I ever heard 300, but yeah, for sure.
Oil went down again. Yeah, no, they actually, I think when the prices were around 130, right? The peak oil.
Yeah.
They increased
Euphoria
their price target from $200 a barrel to $300 a barrel.
Wow.
Yeah, and now it's, under 95. I'd be surprised if that guy still has a job. RIP come to Discord. I'd love to hang out and talk to you about it.
Who listens to those analyst call-ups?
Me for 15 minutes while I scalp.
I know it does affect the short term and stuff, but literally they just change their estimates as the market moves. If it's moving up, they're like, "Oh, I guess the estimate needs to be higher," and if it's moving down, "Oh, I guess we should move it lower." It's not based in reality.
In theory, Bank of America traders should be trading off of information that Bank of America analysts come up with. The analysts do all the research and they give that research to the portfolio managers. And that portfolio manager realizes, disseminates the information, and with his team figures out how to trade based on this research.
Having worked in any place ever, I can tell you that's not how it's going to work. If you think they're going through all those steps of confirmation and everybody's signing off on it and everything's happening the way it should.
No. That's on paper. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On paper, I can tell you in reality that's not what's happening.
My buddy Tim in the research just gave me a memo that says oil's going to 300. I'm telling my trader Patrick to fucking buy oil because it's going to 300.
And I'm not listening.
Yeah, you're fine.
And it could have been from the peace talks. Sure, Russia is having peace talks, but actually I think it's kind of phony because at the same exact time, Russia is taking control of areas around Kiev to set up their artillery, their howitzers,
and multiple times.
This
isn't the first time. It's not the first time they declared peace talks and then attacked a children's hospital and maternity ward in the middle of peace talks. They've done this twice before. They've done peace talks and they attack in the middle. They've done peace talks, they attack in the middle. But go ahead.
It's just complete bullshit. The peace talks.
Is it bullshit or is it bullshit or is it Bolshevich?
Bolshevich.
Bolshevich.
Shit.
It's a better pun on paper. Join the Discord if you want to get terrible puns in paper.
Yeah. Major's got plenty of them. Too many, if you ask him.
Can you have too many puns? I don't think so. Just like friends, you can't have too many friends, unless you're Russia or China. Maybe China has one too many friends right now.
China has one too many friends right now.
Right now.
They're currently in between. You could say a Rusk in a hard place.
That's so terrible. That's so bad. That's so unprompted. I can't believe that was coming. I don't have a clip ready for that. That's
oh god. Yeah, so Russia asked China for military help, basically with anything, and there were some very strong warnings from NATO, the U.S., and partners that if you do anything to divert these sanctions or any sort of help military wise, even things like coming up with creative ways around it, like sending food, like MREs, there will be consequences. So they're in a real tough situation right now of getting sanctions on themselves. And I'm sure, they don't want that. But in response, I thought it was pretty interesting as well that China has decided to support its own markets and try to make kind of an outreach. I thought it was interesting. They want their tech companies to be in foreign markets. And that's a big difference from like the xenophobist and isolationist China that we've seen, I think, in like the past couple of years since Xi really tried to take control.
Well, look at these so here's, let me just, put on your tinfoil hats, and then, make sure to like and subscribe. But
God damn it.
I know. Sorry. For those who weren't a part of the pre-production meeting, I got a direct note from the editor not to plug our YouTube channel.
Until the end.
Until the end. So I'm so sorry about that. But look, China is a masterful trader, right? Look at these evaluations, right? I mean, this is just KWeb, right? This is just a really popular China internet ETF. Up to, over $100, right? Dropped down to $20. This is the perfect time to buy Chinese stocks. And who's better to buy Chinese stocks than China, right? So if you come off with like a super bearish outlook on the market and you make all of your Chinese stocks fall and then your government buys all the cheap shares up and then flips it, is that insider trading? Can the SEC sue the Chinese government for insider trading if we had access? I mean, we'd have to prove it, which is, damn near impossible. Right, but like, why would China buy really Baba for
applicable to our laws? Like they have their own laws. So
that's a big problem right now, isn't that? That's why these Chinese stocks were getting so beaten up, because they have their laws and we have ours. China has shadow banking and fabricates 99% of their numbers. Please prove me wrong, China. Show me your books. I'd love for you to prove me wrong, but until you open up your books, you can't. Right? So who's to say they're not lying about 99% of their numbers? Right?
Yeah.
Which is what the SEC is after. The SEC just wants to see the books, right? If you're going to trade in American markets, you need to have public information. Investors need to be prepared and publicly informed. And what they're trying to do is avoid a Didi situation on an entire geographical location.
Or Luckin Coffee. Did you ever hear about that one? Completely fabricated.
Really?
Not only did
I've actually been to one in China. They suck.
Not only do I know about Luckin Coffee, I processed the Luckin Coffee IPO into the Russell indexes.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, it's not my fault. I was doing my job. They're the ones who were lying.
I know.
They just had like the right metrics to meet the methodology.
Brutal.
Yeah. Besides, supporting their own market too, they were also very upset. So the LDP of Japan, the Liberal Democratic Party, is just now discussing sharing nuclear weapons rights with America. So the U.S. would basically have rights to have nuclear weapons here. It's very similar to what some rights they have with NATO members.
Interesting.
So yeah, obviously China not too happy about that.
I'm sorry.
And it's really in response to Russia.
Yeah. Did we forget Cuba? I don't understand. We have.
Most people did. You might have to be more specific with that one.
Maybe we just don't try to like fucking put nukes on islands close to people who hate us. We just don't try. Maybe, especially because our nukes can make it that far, right? It's not like China. It's not like China's nuke or North Korea's nuke that try to like make it to California and blew up in the middle of the Pacific or whatever. Like we have the beef and the technology to do it. I don't know why we need to like try to like put stuff in Japan, especially
it's faster.
Did you hear about this isn't related. Maybe puts. Let's make it stock related. Maybe puts for a Japanese ETF, but they had an earthquake today and released a tsunami warning. But haven't heard anything since that, so I don't think we're gonna have any nuclear reactions. However, just something to keep an eye on, right? Because we saw what happened to oil prices, right? When Russia attacked one of Ukraine's nuclear power plants.
And actually, in reference to like oil prices rising and nuclear weapons kind of coming back into the fold with a potential World War III on our doorstep. I'm actually really interested into looking more into nuclear energy as I had before. There's a lot of options there, and I think it's one of the only current options to replace coal and other non-renewable sources of energy, as opposed to like.
Do you think we're running into a bit of
coal.
like an energy problem, kind of, with some of the things that are going on? Like
I don't know
distribution may become an issue because there's a lot of like overseas reliance for the most part. Like we're capable of producing some oil here in America and in Canada, but like it costs a lot of money to sort of extract it the ways we do, especially in the oil sands, right?
It was cheaper to buy it, right? Like that's like
exactly,
what it comes down to. It was cheaper to buy oil than it was, but like why do we stop drilling?
Prices we're sort of seeing may be kind of the switch to domestic oil.
I mean, I think between the prices we're seeing and a red shift in the midterm elections, right? However, listening to a bunch of oil CEOs and oil barons like talk on TV over the last like 4 years, oil takes it's not a light switch, right? It takes 12, 18, 24 months to start production for drilling and processing oil. So like if we were trying to start, like if we wanted to like relieve gas prices tomorrow by drilling, we would have had to start 2 years ago, i.e., not shutting off the pipeline or whatever.
Yeah.
Not being political, just stating facts here.
Right. And I think that's not so my kind of point of talking about like nuclear energy is that our energy requirements are going to continue to grow. Whereas coal and other sources of like electricity are very difficult to come by. And there's an energy kind of deficit right now, right? Caused by logistics and other things like
just overall like infrastructure,
national security.
A lot of third world countries, like they have an energy demand, they definitely can't meet it.
Right.
Like,
and I mean, like that's actually easier with coal than it is with nuclear power. But there are other options like thorium, which actually Bill Gates and some others are heavily invested in smaller startups because as of yet, when I checked last, there were no thorium like companies, nuclear energy companies. And so I think it would be really interesting to see. And I think just seeing how it's played out here with the shift towards alternative energy sources, that nuclear will be a very interesting sector. And increase like uranium went up this year.
All commodities did. Uranium, palladium, all of them did. They've come down a little bit, but we're going to see some more rockiness in the market. And I think you're absolutely right. Like nuclear, like politically, it's a good middle ground. It's a good compromise between carbon, coal, and greenhouse, right? Because like we're all comfortable and we're all familiar with nuclear. We Americans or whatever. So I can see that as being like politically, because it's all about getting reelected in the next like election season. Like I can see it as a viable like difference. Like we need to switch to clean energy, but the last month has shown us that we're not there yet. And of course, everyone fucking knew. Everyone knew it last year. I could have told you we're not ready to switch from oil yet. We need a healthy blend, like a good wine. You need a healthy blend.
Yeah. But everyone's got to be online with solar before you have a huge scare with oil. I know, right? Like, we got to start the process, right? And I think now we're going to see some movement in that direction.
The worst part is that
even personally, like a consumer level, people are going to like really be looking into getting an electric car next time it comes time to get a new car. Right.
They become more desirable. And even like Germany upped its timeline to go full renewable due to this oil crisis. They're going to get all of their energy from renewable sources.
Tim, it's funny you mentioned
it's not an easy thing.
Because Standard & Poor's just came out with a new research downgrading its 2022 and 2023 light vehicle production forecast by 2.6 million units for both years. Yeah, citing logistical and supply chain issues.
Wow.
Most notably, let's see here, the global light vehicle production forecast 2.6 million units to 81.6 million units for 2022 and 88.5 million units for 2023. This includes a 1.7 million unit cut in its forecast from Europe, including a million units or just under a million units lost from Russia and Ukraine. So
Wow.
if your EV company has a lot of potential Russia and Ukraine pre-orders, maybe start looking more towards Tesla. Now, putting this comparison, cutting like the North American light duty vehicle production, it's only about 500,000, 480,000 specifically for 2022, and 549,000 units for 2023. So,
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Tesla just like smash their delivery numbers? They were above expected, right?
Yes, I would imagine the 250% increase in nickel we saw in the last 2 weeks has not affected Tesla yet.
No, yeah.
I'd imagine
that's kind of reporting on the last.
Yes, I'd imagine
90
those
days.
February delivery numbers were from cars built before the commodity mayhem. Maybe not wheat, but
yeah, but nickel's not going to remain above 250.
No. Oh well, actually, maybe it depends on how long the London Metal Exchange wants to shut down.
Yeah, Jesus,
it's going to stay above 250.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, as long as they don't open, right?
As long as they don't open, it's staying above 250%. That's amazing. But like most things that last too long, we should probably say goodbye.
Right.
And
I think it's time
I love you.
for a little.
What if I just didn't? No, I'm not going to plug anything for the editor. I'm not going to tell you about our Twitter.
He's like that meme right now. Where it's
No, forget you, editor. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell anyone about our Twitter handle. I'm not going to tell them they can tweet at us at rootsresearch_. I'm not going to tell them about the link to our Discord in the description below so they can join the conversation. And I'm definitely not going to tell them about our podcast, my favorite podcast called The Roots Report. I'm not going to tell them anything about that or how it drops every Sunday, reviewing last week and previewing the week upcoming ahead. I'm not going to tell any retail traders about that.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. And if you don't want to smash that like button, leave a comment. God. Leave a comment telling your editor to smash my face in. Love you guys. Hope you were trading. By the way, real fast.
EPAM, ridiculous.
We did some due diligence on EPAM. We dropped it on the 7th, right? 180 to basically 280, right? 278. It's close enough. $100, fantastic, up 40% or something like that.
Well, and the best part of that was our TA call out. I think we clocked the bottom at 172 exactly.
Nailed it. Which is all here in the DD. There's the date there. You can see it. This is Dylan. He's fantastic. And that's it. Just gonna awkwardly cut away.
That's all. Oh no. What were we saying? I have no idea what we're talking about.